Aries. Today we are looking at April 12th, 2025, the full moon in Libra. We will look at Aries sun, moon, and rising with specific messages for each, and we'll look at numerology and astrology in the tarot cards, and we'll end the reading with advice for your sign. And in the description box, I have links to meditations for each of these tarot cards that I drew for you today. So let's get started. And I start off with numerology. And the number for that day is 7. And 7 represents introspection and spiritual awareness and seeking deeper knowledge. For Aries, this sign encourages self-reflection and inner mastery. It's a rare pause for your usual go, go, go energy. So, some examples. You might feel the urge to pull away from social events or spend time alone, analyzing your current life path. Maybe you turn off notifications and cancel dinner plans and spend the evening journaling or meditating on your next big move. So let's look at astrology for that day, the full moon in Libra. So the full moon, come here, moon. The full moon is all about balance and relationships and compromise. So Libra, your 7th house, that's partnerships and close relationships and contracts. Well, that's where the moon is. And that shines a light on how well you're managing your interaction with others. So here's some questions to ask yourself. Are your relationships balanced? Or are you giving more than you're receiving? Are you pushing people away when they are trying to help? Are you making choices that align with your long-term goals? Some things to consider during the full moon. But now we're going to look at some other balls of gas, I guess. So the sun is in Aries, and that's your 1st house. So that's about identity and self-image and ego. So this full moon is opposing the sun in your sign, creating a tug-of-war between your personal desires and your relationships. You may feel like others are slowing you down or that you're being asked to compromise when you'd rather go full speed ahead. So, for an example, you're offered a leadership role at work, but your partner or best friend points out that it may take away from your personal time. Do you fight for your independence or consider their perspective? Here's Mars. We got Mars is in Pisces. That's the 12th house of subconscious and hidden energy. So Mars, that's your ruling planet. It's in Pisces. That's your 12th house. And it's making you feel like your usual drive is muted. You want to push forward, but something feels kind of off, like you're running in a dream and not getting anywhere. So here's an example. You're normally the first to wake up, hit the gym, take on the world. But today, you hit the snooze. You feel sluggish, and you question your motivation, like, what am I doing? Instead of fighting it, listen to your intuition. Your body and mind need to recharge. And then we have Mercury. And Mercury is in Aries. That's your 1st house again, self-expression and communication. So your words are sharp and fast and straight to the point today. Be mindful of how you communicate. Are you being honest or just blunt? So here's an example. You're in a conversation with a friend who's venting about their problems. You impatiently say, just get over it. While you meant to be direct, they feel dismissed. So the full moon is teaching you the power of diplomacy. Okay? Let's go to the tarot cards. So come here. This is Temperance. And by the way, it's called the pink moon, so I picked the pink cards. Yeah, pink nails, it all goes together. So temperance. Temperance is about balance and moderation and patience. And this card is about harmony, which is not an easy word for you. So it suggests that slow and steady progress is needed rather than impulsive action. So for an example, you're tempted to make a drastic decision, like quitting your job or confessing your feelings to a crush. But temperance is saying, wait, think things through. That's a tongue twister. Think things through. There's a better time to act. So the advice from temperance is embrace patience. Find middle ground instead of pushing those extremes. And then we have the Four of Cups. There you are. And that's about apathy and discontent and missed opportunities. So you may feel bored and unmotivated and unimpressed with what's in front of you, right? That's what he's doing right here. So it's saying, be careful. You might be missing an opportunity simply because you're too focused on what isn't happening. So for an example, you're frustrated that your career isn't moving faster. But instead of appreciating the progress you have made, you focus on how far you still have to go. Someone offers you advice or an opportunity, but you're too distracted by your own dissatisfaction to notice. And then we have the Chariot. The Chariot is about, and the Chariot, when it came out, I gotta get these straight. When the Chariot came out, it was reversed. So I'm going to read it that way. So a reversed Chariot is lack of control and delays and feeling stuck. So reversed, the Chariot warns of feeling out of control or directionless. Directionless. There you go. You might be pushing too hard or going in the wrong direction. Going in the wrong direction. My words today. So here's an example. You've been forcing a situation, maybe trying to make a relationship work that clearly isn't, or pushing for a promotion that isn't the right fit for you. So instead of charging ahead, pause and reassess. The roadblock is there for a reason. So here's the advice from the reversed Chariot. Instead of forcing progress, trust the timing of your journey. So now we're going to look at how the day affects Aries sun, Aries moon, and Aries rising. So for the Aries sun, we have internal conflict between drive and balance right here. You want to move fast, but temperance and the full moon remind you to slow down. So for example, you might get frustrated with a delay in plans, but the universe is asking you to trust divine timing instead of rushing ahead. Aries moon. This is emotional restlessness and frustration. Your emotions may fluctuate between boredom and impatience. You might feel like things aren't happening fast enough, leading to frustration. So for example, you're waiting on a response about an important decision, like it could be a job offer or a move or something in your relationship. But instead of trusting the process, you feel restless and dissatisfied. Aries rising. This is a moment of identity check-in. You may feel like you're losing control of your direction, making you question your next steps. The Chariot reversed urges you to course correct before charging forward. So, for an example, say you've been running full speed towards a goal, but now you wonder if it's what you really want. This is the perfect day to reflect instead of react. So here's the summary. What this day means to Aries. So April 12th, 2025, it's going to test your patience. The full moon in Libra asks you to find balance while the tarot cards warn of impatience, frustration, and feeling stuck. So Temperance urges patience and moderation. The Four Cups warns against ignoring opportunities, and the Chariot reverse signals a need to slow down and reassess your direction. So here's the takeaway. Trust the timing. Forcing things won't make them happen faster. Shift your focus. You might be missing an opportunity right in front of you, and reassess your direction. Are you moving forward or just pushing for the sake of pushing? So here's the advice for Aries on this day. Pause before you act. If something isn't happening as quickly as you want, there's a reason. Instead of forcing your way through, trust that the right path will reveal itself when the time is right. Stay patient, stay open, and let the universe work its magic. Thank you, Aries. I love that you were here, and I hope to see you in another reading.